Welcome back to Health, Wellbeing and Lifestyle, where we love to educate and inspire the community with topics around living healthier, feeling more balanced and living a life we love. And today we have Dr. Zara Chelik back with us, our integrative health and wellness expert. And the topic today is body dysmorphia. So welcome, Zara.
Thank you.
What is dysmorphia?
Well, dysmorphia comes from the word morphia, which means form. So usually that can occur in individuals where they are comparing themselves to somebody else. Usually they are infatuated with someone. When it comes to body dysmorphia, they're comparing their body parts to someone else. Or it could be also a comparison of intellectual capacity. They could be comparing themselves to say, oh, they're smarter than me. That's a form of dysmorphia. Or they're richer than me, or they're wealthier than me, or they've got better family than me. So they're all dysmorphia, but today let's focus on and talk about body dysmorphia. And in that, usually people comparing their body parts to someone else. I recently had a lady that I was actually talking to, and she went through a procedure, a cosmetic procedure, because she thought that the person that her boyfriend was actually following and watching on social media was more attractive than her. So she was looking to see what her boyfriend was actually, looking at in that individual, which was on social media, by the way, and in overseas. So she then thought, okay, well, she compared then her to herself. That was on social media. And she then took the step and went and did a cosmetic procedure because she was comparing her body part to this individual on social media. So I asked the question to her. I said, where have you perceived yourself having that form? She's very intelligent. And then she looked into it because I made her aware. She wasn't able to see that not only she also perceived herself attractive in the same form as the model was on social media, but also she had it in different forms, which was her intelligence, which was her career, which were her business and her education. And the minute she saw that, and she had that reflected awareness, because I made her aware by questioning her, she was able to accept and love her body for who she was, rather than comparing herself to some other person and try to become her, which she wasn't going to become her, right? She's an individual.
Yeah, if I may. And the other thing I just clicked with me is, of course, online, you see these people and they're all, it's all, you can't tell exactly what they look like. Let's put it, what is it, Photoshop or whatever.
That too, yes.
It's being done all the time.
Exactly, and especially with our teenagers, right? They're sort of going through a stage in their life trying to work out who they are, and also they're comparing their body particularly to other people, and they want to become like them. I just want to tell them, embrace and love who you are and have reflective awareness about where do you display that form. And if it is the body, there's also a side of you, you're not just like disliking your body completely, you're not disowning it. I'm sure there are parts that you're also owning. So go to the parts that you're owning where you feel confident and comfortable and embrace that, and that could give you that confidence. So then you're not comparing yourself to others. And with, again, social media, like you said, it's not always the truth and the true reflection of things. And I want people to be aware of that as well, because that's huge. And not only in teenagers, I also have, a lot of women, mature women, even the language that they use about their body. I hate that about my body. The minute they do it, I pick up on that. It's like, where have you actually loved that part of you? So that's quite significant. And then immediately they go to their mind, the subconscious, and get into balancing the mind within themselves. So then they create the equity between themselves and the other person that they're comparing it to. So usually it's the comparison. They're trying to be like somebody. It's the comparison of things where the individual then starts having dysmorphia. Because I'm not fit enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not attractive enough, or my size isn't just like her or him. So that's where it all comes in. But once we create the that equity between the individual outside of us and ourselves, and the balance within our mind, that's where we actually overcome dysmorphia.
And does that then also, with the body dysmorphia, does that lead into things like anorexia and
It can, absolutely. So that's when, having that conflict within. That's why I said balancing the mind. So when there's that conflict, they will want to be like, oh, she's skinny, I'll just won't eat, or I will just, or bulimia is another one. They eat, they throw up, they always have that, up and down in the weight. They're always constantly comparing themselves to somebody else. And of course, yes, it can lead to anorexia and bulimia, for sure.
And so how does it, you've sort of said a bit about how it plays out, I suppose, but how does it then, how do you actually work with people with that to help them to overcome it or to help to feel better about it?
Yeah, great question. So I will encourage people, stop the minute they see they've infatuated with somebody and they've got this fantasy going, to stop and say, well, what is it exactly I'm admiring in that person? And where have I that displayed in me? Where do I have it also in my own form? In my intelligence, apart from the looks, or even the looks. They may be comparing the fitness of the arm, but see where else you are fit. They may be comparing the stomach area to somebody else. Well, go to form and find in other form. What part of your body do you love and own? So find the form that you love and the form that you're confident and comfortable with. So you dissolve the dysmorphia. For not everybody loves every single body part, but there are things that we really like and we just accentuate that and we bring that forward and we look at that and feel comfortable. And there's other parts where we may not feel very comfortable, but then there's that whole balance even in the body, and I want people to be aware of that. Even with our body parts, there's that balance. And once we become aware, say, hey, yes, I may not like my legs very much, but I love maybe my face or my hair or my eye, just giving an example. So I like people to find their own form and see what they're admiring in other persons actually within them once they find it.
And Zara, what advice would you give our viewers as a number one, a first thing?
Sure. So be aware of the language that you're using. Are you self-critical? That's a common one, right? And then when that creates the equity in the mind. So you are actually balancing your own mind through the thought process and the language that you have, and also contributing to the biochemistry of the mind. The other thing is when you catch yourself being infatuated or admiring someone so much, stop immediately and ask yourself the question, what is it exactly I'm admiring in them? And find it in your own form. Where have I admired myself? And find your form. And that will help you to create equity between you and the individual that you're admiring or infatuated with.
Great. Thank you, Zara.
My pleasure.
And for more information on Dr. Zara Celik and body dysmorphia, then please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And now we'll go to break. Welcome back, and next we have Mark Carazzo, our business consultant and coach, and as part of the Positive Psychology series, he's talking to us today about the importance of meaning. Welcome, Mark.
Welcome, Linda.
Yeah. So what does this mean? What do you mean by the meaning of life?
Well, by the meaning of life, I'm not talking about the deeply philosophical question of what is the meaning of our lives. I'm talking about something larger in our lives than ourselves, which gives us purpose and motivation. It's a very important concept. It's been proven to be so, and it's unique to every individual. So it's the thing that drives us every day, Linda.
And why is finding meaning so important?
Well, it gives us our drive and motivation in life. It's a set of goals for us, something that we can measure our life by every now and then. And of course, when we achieve certain steps on the road to our goal, we feel a sense of accomplishment. Now, so far as the research suggests, if we've got people that are in the later stages of their life, we find that they're more likely to live longer if they've got a sense of meaning and purpose. And we also know that people that have meaning and purpose in life are generally happier, have better well-being, better physical and mental health, and are less likely to suffer from depression. So meaning is really one of the very most important pillars in the positive psychology area. And one particular person whose work in this area I respect is an Australian psychiatrist and neurologist called Viktor Frankl. He's also a Holocaust survivor, and he believes a firm sense of meaning is absolutely essential to human flourishing, and he used meaning in order to motivate people around him going through the very distressing circumstances that are really hard to imagine for anybody. Through the Holocaust, he motivated people to want to live on by reminding them or pointing to their purpose and meaning in life. So he's very, very well equipped to talk about the importance of meaning, Linda.
And so would that change through our lives?
Yeah, I think the meaning of our life or our purpose changes throughout the course of our lives. I know for many people, having children is a classic example of where their focus and attention might change. There'll be other people out there whose purpose of life might be to assist with the environment or to leave the world in a better place. Other people find meaning from religions and formal faiths and observances like that. But yes, it does change through the course of our lives.
And if you don't find meaning during your life, what can you do about it?
It's a hard question. I think some of us forget to really contemplate what the meaning and purpose of our lives would be. So the first thing I'd say is to do that. If you're not getting anywhere with that, I'd go back to the other basic important pillars leading to well-being, which are connection and relationships. I'd focus on them. I'd focus on acts of kindness, maybe volunteering, some sort of social benefit from what you're doing with your life. So engagement in activities is also very important. Find something that you enjoy doing and get yourself immersed in that. And I tend to suspect that eventually meaning or purpose will reveal itself whilst you're doing those processes, Linda.
And what about during your work or other routine things? How would you find meaning during those times?
It's really important that we find meaning in what we do. In fact, the evidence out there suggests that people that can find some sort of social benefit in what they're doing or something within their work that they care for perform a lot better. So I think we need to look at our work and look at what the ultimate outcome is of what we do to find where we find some relevance to it. People like that who see their work as a calling perform better, enjoy their work more, and obviously enhance their whole life. So yes, we can get meaning out of work, and we should. And it's also worth considering what we get out of the mundane tasks we do at home. We might view something as simple as washing the dishes or vacuuming as fairly unimportant work. But if we look at it in the context of what it's doing to ensure a happy household, then we're obviously going to feel more satisfied while we do it and perform it better when we do it. And there is a bit of research done on hospital cleaners. The first group of hospital cleaners saw their work as lowly skilled and unimportant. The second group, the ones that performed better, saw their work as something that bettered the lives of patients and medical staff. So it's sometimes changing the way you see things, and the things you see will change. So that's very important in finding meaning.
And how would finding meaning help in relationships in your life?
Well, I think when you're doing something that you enjoy doing, you're going to obviously put a lot of energy into it. You're going to find people of the same interests of you. So you've got that bond before it starts. So finding meaning in what you want to do and getting involved in activities that involve other people is going to impliedly enhance a lot of your relationships and connectedness, Linda.
And would there be any more tips that you could give our viewers?
No, just that. I think start with the basics of what we believe is important for well-being. Look to relationships, look to engagement, look to kindness and care, and also try to look at what you're doing and work through the processes until you find some meaning in it for others, and that will give you the start of a sense of purpose.
You'll be back next week to talk to us more about relationships. So for more about Mark Carazzo and the meaning of life, then please go to our website healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. Welcome back. We have John here today, who is a remedial therapist, and he's here today to talk to us about corporate massage. So welcome, John.
Thanks, Linda.
Now, what would you say are the top benefits of massage in the workplace?
Massage therapy for an individual is a major component of their physical well-being. So wellness and staff well-being is a really important topic these days. A lot of organisations are investing in staff wellness. So to have physical therapy at the workplace for people gives them the opportunity for physical change in their body, which can lead to de-stress, a mental refresh, and a real chance to refocus going forward for the rest of the day. A lot of people, when they have access to a table massage in the workplace, it's generally back, soreness, shoulders, neck, usually go for a back, shoulders, neck sequence of massage. People, they get bad posture habits over a period of time, especially sitting at a desk looking at the screen all day, so puts a lot of stress on the muscles in the back and the shoulders. So I like to get a good release through the shoulders and neck, and really helps people feeling a lot lighter when they leave their treatment, and a bit refocused going forward for the rest of the day.
So what would be the difference then between, say, if people were in the workplace, can they be on a table, or is it better in a chair? What's the recommended way?
Sure, so 2 ways you can go about workplace massage. Obviously, the table massage is a bit longer, drawn out sort of treatment, but the seated massage is something a lot of places go for, especially in a corporate environment. It's a lot more accessible to have more people come through that in the time frame. So seated massage certainly has its benefits as well. Gives people the opportunity to get away from their workspace and turn their brain off for a little bit. It's still got the element of human touch, which goes towards some relaxation, and obviously all that together goes towards a mental refresh. And it's either way, massage can be an uplifting experience for somebody, and certainly something people look forward to when they're off to work that day, to have that supplied for them.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. And what would you encourage people to take on corporate massage, or any sort of massage, really, isn't it?
Sure,
yeah. What would be the difference between corporate and other massage, for instance?
So corporate massage, a lot of people involved in a high stress, high pressure environment, so it's good to encourage people to get away from their workspace even if it's a brief period of time in the day, and help them refocus, as well as having some de-stress and physical change in their body. It's not just for corporate environment. A lot of people on the tools and these sorts of things, they can develop muscle tension as well as stress. So massage certainly works in any situation, whether it be in the office, people on the computer desk, or on the tools.
Do you have a tip for anyone out there who, for instance, about massage, or what would be your absolute top tip, for instance?
For massage, I would say have it. If you don't have access to it, try and do that. It's a major component for people's physical well-being, but you can't underestimate how much a good, strong treatment can contribute to a positive mindset for an individual. And if a lot of people in the one workplace can access that, it certainly contributes to a happy work environment.
And for more information on John or corporate massage, please go to our website. Thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you next week here on Health, Wellbeing and Lifestyle. Thank you.